What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it with another episode 102 to be specific, of the Why I'm Geek show with your homies G and ChrisyLite. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Man, doing good, doing good. We got a little different episode, but glad to be back. 102.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, if you've been living under a rock, and you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in the anime world out there, One Piece is going crazy right now. Now, me and Chris, if y'all have been on this podcast for a while, are on our One Piece journey. We're at different spots. Chris is like way ahead of me, but I'm at like a critical point in the story. I'll feel like I'm in the 500s, right? So we're just gonna have a conversation mainly just about One Piece as a whole, not so much like getting into super specific spoilers, especially like spoilers for what's happening right now, just because both of us are not even there. But nothing too crazy where it's like it's not super uncommon information that we're about to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And to get things started, we're gonna start with our stamp or nah. So as y'all know, it's the second time we doing this, bro. I got the stamp or nah this week, and for me, it's a tricky question, but it's a question I'm excited to hear what Chris's answer is. So stamp or nah, Chris. Is One Piece the greatest story ever told?
Oh man, the greatest story ever told.
It could be anime specific.
Jeez. I'm gonna go nah.
Okay.
I'm not quite married there. There's a reason why I'm behind. But there is some magic to One Piece that I think just growing up, I couldn't do like two major animes. You feel me? I was just kind of like, this is just too much. I can't go back to back to back or anything like that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stick with one. And then I did, and then I took an anime break.
You did. He took a mean hiatus, y'all.
Yeah. So coming back to One Piece and really seeing how much anime has grown with people and how much everyone's like embraced anime a lot more.
Yeah.
One Piece really does kind of shine. It's just very unique. It's very long. But there is this feeling that, you're on this massive journey to become king of the pirates. And I feel it now. Like years later, I understand. So I'm just not quite there. How you feel? Stamp or nah? One Piece.
I'm gonna have to go nah too. But but the reason why I wanted to bring it up as like, is it the greatest story ever told? Because I actually typed that in to Google one time, and then One Piece popped up, right? But like Chris said, like as far as like how anime is now and like how popular it is, like the One Piece talk of like just who's the GOAT anime has been going on for a while, And for me, prior to watching it and giving it a full chance, I wouldn't say I was a One Piece hater, but I was just like, ain't nobody got time for that type beat. Like that's just where I was at, But now that I'm actually in it,
matured.
I can firmly say that it's top 5. I can say that it's top 5. You know what I'm saying? For me, Hunter x Hunter is still number 1. But I feel like as I continue to go further, like the storylines is really where it's at, because there obviously is going to be some biases in a top 5 list, and we can come out with a top 5 for why I'm give Chris top 5 at some other point in a different episode. But that's where it really sparked my interest, because it toppled DBZ for me. It toppled Dragon Ball, with this most recent arc, which was the war arc, right? Because for me, it's it's like something that you can't touch, but you see it. It's like right there. It's like when you're looking up at the moon, and it's like you go and reach for your hand up there. It's like, dang, I can grab it, but I can't touch. You know what I'm saying? It's like so far away, and it's just like you said, it's a certain magic to it. You know that I've just grown to appreciate over time, and that's why it's finally got into my top five. Now I won't get into why it's at five or why some other animes are higher because it just at some point it gets to like how many episodes did it take to get to this point? How many you know major moments happen and just the impact of the show. But I gotta put respect on One Piece name. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put respect on One Piece name, even though I'm giving it an ah. But just
Yeah.
just to set the stage for what we finna do today. So that's our stamp on for this one. Let us know in the comments section. Is One Piece the greatest story ever told? Leave a stamp, leave a nah, leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down, whatever you want to do in the comment section, because One Piece is one of those things where it's like you either love it or you hate it.
I kind of
Or
feel that.
yeah, I feel like it's like very one-sided. Like if you really was in it, then you really know. But if you're not in it,
And
it's
you
just
want to
like
watch it.
yeah. And it's like if you're not in it and you're looking from the outside, you're like, there's no way. Like
Yeah.
there's absolutely no way. So Chris, can you give us like a short not synopsis of where you're at, but just like how you're feeling about where you're at in the show, more so like than just saying like exactly what's going on type beat. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, man. So kind of where I'm at, like Marine Ford and the war arc and all that type of
Mhm.
stuff. That is like a culmination of like so many good episodes all coming to what do I
Mhm.
want to see right now? You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
I am not at an arc like that. I'm at one of those arcs where we're glad we're progressing forward.
Mhm.
Like our characters didn't go sideways. We're not on this little like detour type thing. Like we
Mhm.
are technically going forward.
Yeah.
But it may not be the best destination for me right now. Like it's not the
Okay.
coolest place. I'm not that interested.
Mhm.
And the enemies or people we're encountering,
Mhm.
they're not like mega people where do I really believe they're going to be influenced later on down the line? No.
Mhm.
No. They kind of just feel like a stepping stone to the actual characters
Right.
um we want to know. So it's
Okay.
just like one of those arcs where I'm not really loving it,
Mhm.
but I'm glad we're like on to the next.
Okay.
Uh because the previous arc, man, I was just ready to get going. Like I'm like, come on, we gotta go forward. We can't be just staying still. So
Mhm.
it's one of those arcs. I don't know how to compare it to like a
Is it Thriller
hopefully
Bark level?
like Thriller Bark is the one I'm like hating on, like
Yeah.
where we're
that
stuck.
that's
Like
what's
we're
got me.
supposed to be going somewhere and then we're stuck.
Okay. Okay. So it's
And
not
then
that. It's not that.
yeah, it's not that. It's kind of
Okay.
like another what was right after Imperial Down? Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're
Impel down.
progressing,
Yeah. Mhm.
but it's not the destination really, you know?
Right. Right.
So, oh,
Okay.
this is cool. This is cool interactions. Maybe I'll get a good nugget,
Mhm.
but that's how I'm feeling. So,
Okay.
and I would say I'm only like 150 episodes in front of you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's smooth. That's smooth. So, like, how
But
are you like watching it now though? Like, are you watching it in English since they released the English dub for One
no,
Piece?
I switched from English ever since probably they got to the Grand Line, I think.
Okay. So you
Well, I did
strictly.
enjoy watching it in English because
Mhm.
that's how I originally watched One Piece when it first came out. I mean, I
Right.
remember back in the day, Naruto was coming on, and then One Piece came
Mhm.
afterwards, and I was like, oh, cool.
Right.
But yeah, I'm all in
So.
Japanese
Mhm.
subbed. Luffy has this really playful, energetic voice.
Yeah.
You got to get used to it. So
Yeah.
if you aren't in it yet, then definitely you got to get started because you got to get used to like playful Luffy fighting Luffy, and you're like, okay,
Mhm.
this is now Luffy. But
Right. Right.
it's kind of hard watching because, like I said, when the episodes are slow,
Yeah.
you don't be caring, and you gotta like read, and you gotta like, okay,
Yeah. Lock
maybe
in.
a nugget. Yeah, you have to lock in like, maybe this is important.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just wasting my time. Maybe I'll look down at my phone, look back up.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of the nature of the beast. Sometimes I look at these arcs, I'm like, oh, this arc's gonna be like 50 episodes, 60 episodes. I'm
Right.
like, please
Right.
have something good, and it's starting out extra slow, kind of like a
Mhm.
uh, dang, what was the way back in the day, the island in the sky,
Skypia.
Skypia,
Yeah.
yeah. When Skypia first started, it was like, all right, this is
Yeah.
real cool, like this build up, and then I'm like, dang, we still in Skypia, like
Yeah.
that's how I be feeling right now. So it's
Okay.
hard to get through those arcs, but
Okay.
do I kind of don't love it, but it's not like the worst
Hmm.
arc.
Okay. I
So where
respect
are
it.
you specifically in One Piece right now?
So I'm like 500 plus episodes in. The war arc is finished, and now we're in a flashback arc of Luffy, Ace, and Sabo as kids. And
Sabo.
man, that joint hurt me, bro. Like, go cap. That joint hurt me because this is something I always wondered about Luffy, and just like One Piece in general, was him as a kid, because with Dragon Ball, like, and I hate to keep comparing it to Dragon Ball, right? But like for Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, we got to see Goku as a kid. We got to
Mhm.
literally see him grow up. Whereas in One Piece, we start off with him just like, pretty much older. Then we get flashbacks here and there to the time when he was younger and stuff like that. But this was like the first for me, like major moment where I felt like, oh, I'm really getting to see like Luffy become the kind of person that he is,
Yeah.
And this is where I decided to go back to dub, because I originally started watching One Piece on Netflix, and then like it went up to a certain season on Netflix, and then it cuts off. But this was like way back, so like I don't know where it ends off now. But when I got back into it, I was watching it on sub all the way up to pretty much now. With like I think here and there, depending on if I was on my computer or if I was watching on like my iPad, you might be able to switch here and there. But for me, I feel like dub is really going to be the only way I can really not only just catch up but finish it. Like I think I might do like a rewatch of some of the epic fights and stuff like that and sub, because I know it's going to go just as crazy, if not more. But I feel like for my own sanity, like I have to watch it in dub. Because I don't think the dub is bad by any means, but like you said, you have to get used to it. You have to get used to it. And if you're not used to it by now, like 500 episodes in, like you might not never get used to it. But that's where I'm at specifically. I think for me, once we got to the prison and like we had that arc, it got slow for me because we just like I was saying, like we could see the moon, it's right there, and we know
Yeah.
we know where we stand, and they give you this little update of where Luffy's at within the thing and where Ace is at, and it's just like, slowly but surely you're making your way down there, right? And One Piece has this thing about it where they'll set up a villain or an antagonist to make it seem like, yo, they are unbeatable, and like even Luffy, like, cause that's what kept me in it, was because Luffy been losing, bro. Like Luffy has been losing, and that's one of the things that, like, for me, sets One Piece apart from other anime, is because it's not just like everything always works out in the end. Like, yes, like by the time the arc ends, there's going to be some semblance of progression, I guess, to like the overarching goal, but there's gonna be losses throughout the way, you know, and the way, you know, Luffy just keeps adding stuff to his like luggage. I don't know what else to say, but just like it's just getting deeper and deeper, and I'm just like, bro, like this man Luffy's gonna break soon. Like I don't know what is finna happen, and then you know, Ace, bro, Ace, and it's just like, whoa, you know, like waterworks. It just went crazy, and I was just sitting there, bro, like, cause like even from Impel down to main fort, right? That's the
Marineford, yeah.
Marine fort, yeah. That's the Navy headquarters.
Yep.
There are so many battles and so many little wins and so many
A
freaking
lot.
callbacks to characters. Like you were saying, like you don't know if people are going to be important later on the line or not. Like all of Luffy's freaking enemies became his comrades throughout this time, and it's not on some no jutsu. No, this is straight action. Like this is not Naruto convincing them like, nah, man, just come to my side. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I sat on a swing when I was little. Nobody liked me. Like, I know where you're coming from. No, this is like, bro, this man Luffy is built different. He beat me, and he's still going, and he's doing this. Like, I can only respect it. So I'm finna, you know, go ahead and go crazy. And then we keep having these hockey moments, bro. These hockey moments that I don't know what it is, bro. And I can't wait to find out. Like yes, they talked about it. They talked around it. But it's only been in like these short spurts or just like somebody that has mastery over it that, you know, we don't really get no explanation of what it is. You know, and the most I'm getting a little bit into it right now, but like the most recent one I saw was with Ace when he was a little kid. So I was like, oh, it's in the bloodline, you know, right? Because they're not blood, but I forgot what they called it. It reminded me of Attack on Titan, but it's like the something voice or something like commander. I don't know. I forgot what it is, but like it's a certain pressure that they put out, and it's just like everybody just get knocked out, and you're just sitting there like, bro, what is that? What is that thing? You know? So it's just like that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I'm kind of at an impasse, which is why I wanted to do this episode, because I could come on here every week and talk about where I'm at, what's going on in One Piece, right? But
you'll never get that feeling like when you first are trying to figure out like what is it. And I feel what you're saying about there's something magical in like those, especially that episode where you're seeing like characters that we watched, you know, episode 200, 250, you know, 380, and it's somehow coming back, or somehow they're like, oh yeah, I know that Luffy kid, or I know Ace helped us out at one point, you know, like it's like surrounding and building this world that wow, maybe Luffy isn't like the most strongest character right now, but we're seeing how the world is shaped around his journey still.
Yes.
And then 100%. Just something as simple as hockey, and everyone like, oh, it just makes you wonder, like, wait a minute, there's like this whole another realm or world to the same world that we're learning about.
Bruh.
Like everyone's trying to rescue Ace, but there's even more to the same universe, and it's just so interesting. And like, you know, it's something like today, us talking about it, is just gonna be very amazing to look back on, because like our feelings about where we're at right now. I mean, there's gonna be viewers that are ahead, and they're like, yo, I remember when I was like halfway through it, you know? I remember when I was curious on what this was, or who this person is, or where they're going. Like, it's just good memories. I'm glad we can like get it out right now.
Yeah. Cause like, even for you, bro, when you started and then you passed me, And I was like, dang, Chris going in right now. Like, cause
Yeah,
I'm,
you really gotta turn it on.
yeah, cause I watch like multiple animes at a time. Um, so it, like sometimes I might not get to something like right away. And then what, like, I'll always have like something that, like long form that's like been out for a long time that I'll watch. Um, but for this whole One Piece journey, bro, it's really been just like you just have to go through the paces, you know. And everybody that you talk to about this, we got a friend Tyler. Tyler is completely caught up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, yo, y'all just gotta get here. Y'all gotta make it because it's it's going to be so worth it. And he wants to, you know, he wants to talk to us about it, but it's like he can't, you know. And even if he did, like he's gotta work around so many circles of like,
Yeah.
you know, so he doesn't spoil us on something, right? Because I want to talk about like um something. You don't have to get specific, but just like the talk around the conversation of like a spoiler that happened to you and how it happened, because that I feel like that's part of One Piece as well, you know, because for me, um I got spoiled by my own. It was my fault. It was my fault, bro. I'm gonna go into this story real quick where I was at DreamCon and I seen one of my friends from college, right? And he was cosplaying as uh the character that I forgot his name, bro. He got the Hawaiian shirt. He's an admiral or whatever, a vice admiral. Um,
Um.
what is his name?
Jeez, I'm gonna mess up his name.
Dang, it's a lava dude. It's the lava dude.
Yeah, let's
So
just call it Lava Man.
yeah, and at the point where I was at in the war arc, the only thing that he really done was convince one of Whitebeard's. We didn't even talk about Whitebeard yet. We convinced one of Whitebeard's men essentially to backstab him, right? He told him sweet nothings, and then basically got him to almost end the war before it even really got started, right? Now they didn't know that Whitebeard was really like that, and he wasn't finna just go for anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as Whitebeard's psyche for how he feels about these sons, and that's almost probably as old as him, that's weird to me, but I'll let that slide. You know what I'm saying? But the moment, that's where I was at in the story, right? And I went up to him. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I hate this guy." I literally said that to him while he was in costume. I was like, "Oh, because he body Ace," and I was like, "No." I was like, I don't know how I reacted in the moment, but I just like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that to myself." Like he did, it wasn't even him. I can't even blame him. You know what I'm saying? I literally can't blame him, bro. Um, but it was something that I had already knew was going to happen before I even started really watching One Piece again. Um, but I just didn't know how, you know.
Mhm.
And then even when I finally got to the moment where it happened, I had like they just build you up to have so much confidence, like, oh, maybe it's not like going to be that bad or anything like that. Like maybe it's like maybe he might, you know, it might be some type of illness, or like he might Itachi us or something like that, you know, like. But no, no, bro. And when it happened, I was like, dang, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. And it wasn't like, I wasn't sad. I wasn't like upset that I was like, dang, that was it. Because for one, I didn't know I even seen this part, but I've seen that, like that picture before. It's just like on socials, like throughout the years. And I was like, oh, this is when this happened. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like a weird feeling because it's like, I got spoiled, but it's like, yo, I'm so far behind. Can I even be mad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like
just like,
that's the feeling.
yeah, it's just like part of the, you know, the licks that come with watching One Piece at this point, you know. But do you have a story like that? Maybe not so much like the spoiler specific, if it's like super ahead, but just the situation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get too detailed about it,
Okay.
but it's sort of like you're saying. I was like, I
Yeah.
made this decision not to do the One Piece journey. I had plenty
Yeah.
of time in college. to
Mhm.
really catch up. And even back in the day, I remember seeing like 750, 800 episodes. I'm like, dang, that's too much.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I can't. And I've started One Piece
Mhm.
multiple times before.
Yeah.
And each time I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Mhm.
But um there was a time where in One Piece we get to major battles,
Mhm.
major bosses where, we're really testing Luffy's power level type thing.
Mhm.
And everyone was hyped about it. Everyone was excited. And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna watch an episode here or there this week, next week, week after that with y'all, because I'm
Mhm.
just never gonna actually catch up in One Piece.
Yeah.
I'm never. We're playing. I think it's like Superstar Fighter, Jumpstart Fighter. I can't remember what it's called. But that had Luffy and he had his powers in it. I didn't even care. Like
Okay. Okay.
I was like, bro,
Jump
I'm
force.
literally Jump Force, yeah, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna catch up. It's not gonna spoil me. I'm
Yeah.
I'm fine. Like I'm
Right.
fine.
You
And then now
rationalize it.
here I am, years later, catching up. So deep down, like I know it's coming soon,
Yeah.
and I already know more about it.
Yeah.
And like the Ace stuff, I didn't really
Mhm.
know. The Whitebeard's whole storyline and what happened
Yeah.
with him, I didn't really know.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about Whitebeard.
Blackbeard didn't know nothing.
Mhm.
So like all that,
No.
even learning about hockey was like brand new for me. But certain boss battles, like I'm already spoiled on that. I'm already know the power ups. I already see the beat downs and the moves. And I just, in my mind, in the moment, I was like, it's not gonna bother me. But now it's just kind of like, all right, that culmination in that arc is gonna suck because I'm not gonna get that feeling that you were just describing, like, oh, we're here. Like, I'm not gonna get that for that arc. But in the future, I will. Like in
Mhm.
the future, I will get that feeling again. But I already sacrificed it for a month or two. So
Yeah. Yeah. I respect that. I respect that. When you brought up Blackbeard, that reminded me of just like when I found out who Blackbeard was, who Teach was. You know?
yeah,
I was just
little
like, bro,
nuggets.
ain't no, bro. They thought of everything. Like this, literally, they make you feel like everything is important, but it's like you gotta have like this sixth sense to know, like, oh, I need to make sure I remember that one. Like, and um, when we first saw Blackbeard and he have no beard,
Mhm.
he was just out and about before before Don Flamingo popped up on the scene for the first time. Like I was like, bro, I was like, yo, who is that guy? You know, like he sound like he know what you're talking about, and it's like that's before Skypia. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's
so
before
much.
Skypia, and he just feels like some guy's gonna help you get to Skypia or something,
Yeah,
or like a townsfolk, like
right,
a drunk or something, and it's like, yeah, it
right.
does exist. Follow your dreams, kiddo.
Mhm, mhm.
And it's like, oh, 200 episodes later. Wait a minute.
Right, right. And the point I'm at now in the war arc, like I'm just like, bro, what did he just do to Whitebeard? Like, how did he even, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much within it. And um, I want to ask you, uh, like, what is your favorite One Piece? I don't know if it's a trope or just like thing that continuously happens or a pattern that you've noticed throughout like all of these arcs that's just like, oh, that's a thing. That's a thing
That's a
right
good
there.
question. I don't even know if this goes with it, but I,
Hmm.
I think it's a thing.
Okay.
Like the
Talk to me.
swordsman's. Like
Yeah.
there's always like a swordsman
Hmm.
somehow in an arc, and it
Yeah.
somehow is like progressing Zoro's character or showing how like valuable a swordsman is.
Hmm. In the
And
world of powers.
yeah, and like sometimes we get just a little nugget like, oh, so and so's a swordsman. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, it's one of the best swordsmen or something like that. Or
Yeah.
they had this weapon
Okay.
that's this, and then every time I'm like, dang, like
Yeah.
it was cool just knowing like Zoro wants to become the greatest swordsman, but then
Hmm.
it's like, oh, what was that swordsman that fought Zoro
Okay.
originally? Like, yeah, Hawkeye Mihawk or something like that.
Mihawk. Yeah. Mihawk. Yeah.
Like more details of him pop up, and then you're like, oh, I
Hmm.
didn't know like swordsmen go that deep,
This
or
man got a
like,
whole energy blast, bruh.
yeah,
Like energy slash.
and it's just very interesting to see, like, they keep on dropping these little nuggets,
Mm-hmm.
and it may just be a crew member that learned swordsmanship from something here, or learn this technique,
Yeah.
and it's just that deeper level of this journey of becoming king of the pirates, that, oh wow, swordsmanship is way bigger
Mm-hmm.
than you could ever imagine. And I
Right.
never thought that from Zoro just wanting to be the greatest swordsman. I'm like, all right, this man's just gonna be nice with swords, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
it runs deep. Like every arc, there's some type of like super master swordsman that has something, a cursed blade, you know, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna be an additional detail in the future that will be valuable somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna say, like swordsmen's always pop up in an arc.
Yeah.
It's some detail, and it progresses something with Zoro or something dealing with like swordsmanship. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
such a cool detail every time to see like a
Yeah.
little bit nugget that so and so second man or right hand man is like the greatest swordsman of his time or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so cool.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I've noticed that too, but now that you say that, like it's very apparent because they always have like something for every crew member in each battle to like either progress them in their skill or power or like something narratively that will affect them, which is why another reason why I like One Piece. So that's really cool. What I was gonna say for mine was the laughs. I always know if somebody's gonna be
Yeah.
important based on their laugh now, and the person that affirmed it for me was Blackbeard, because anybody that has like that distinct either like it's like I don't even know how to do it. I don't want to do it, but I might have to.
Do, do you remember that oh, what's her name? Robin's arc? That one guy's laugh?
Robin's
Her
arc.
Robin's
Oh,
OG
Robin.
arc.
Oh,
It was like Dara Tichi Shishi. It was
yeah,
something
yeah,
random.
yeah. Right, right,
It was
and
the most random laugh I've ever heard. I was like,
right,
yo, what
and
is
it
this?
and it might not always be somebody that's like super powerful or like somebody that's gonna be majorly influential in the future, but at least for that arc, that is gonna be somebody who is like going to leave their mark either on the main
Oh, I
characters
agree.
or
Yeah.
like just something down the line. And another one that was like obvious but it's still like a mystery to me is just having the D in your middle of your name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Monkey
such
D,
a
Luffy,
oh
like
my
Goldie,
gosh.
Ace, like you know what I'm
No one
saying?
be spoiling stuff, but yo,
Yeah.
that is such a good random
Mm-hmm.
Easter egg that I'm just waiting, looking like, yo, I
Yeah.
can't wait for them to reveal what this is.
Right. Because even like with Goldie Roger leaving all those little hints, on the different I don't know what they call I forgot what they call like obelisk or something like that.
Um,
Something crazy that
Poneglyphs.
poneglyphs, yeah. Um that only like Robin can decipher just brings her character to so much more importance of like, yo, I can't wait till we get to this part. And it's just like little things like that that keep you engaged as far as like, okay, if you really want to know, like the signs are always going to be there, you know? And man, it's just like, bro, even even when seeing Shanks again, Shanks is really like that, bro. And I didn't guess it. Like I just didn't guess
Yeah.
it from the beginning of it. I was just like, oh, you know, he's just going out to sea, the one that gave Luffy his hat. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's just how things go. But like, of course, he'll probably be strong in the future, obviously. But like, to be an emperor, like one of the four, I was
Yeah.
like, bro, nah.
I
What?
remember one of his first introductions was he was just walking and people were falling
Yeah.
uh near him, just being near him.
Yes, bro.
It was just
Yes.
like, yo, this is, and it's just so subtle and
Yeah.
cool because later on you learn about that and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what they was doing.
Yeah. The
It just
hockey
makes
going
it,
crazy.
yeah, it just makes it. There is this just magic in One Piece that because you're take the time and you watch so many episodes, they
Yeah.
do repay you, and
Hmm.
it does feel good.
Yeah. And it gives you like that certain like bond or like knowing that you did the work too.
Yeah, there
With
is.
when you're talking to other people, as far as like, and that's funny to say that about a show, right? But it's just like, yo, like you went there. It's like having all gold, like peak armor in a video game, and you're just walking around town, and everybody could just see like, oh, no, I ain't like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, bro, that was just that. That's it's so good. It's so good. Um, let's see. Next question. I guess my next question, or rather update, because I kind of got into mine a little bit earlier, was, you know, what are you kind of like just most excited for, um, in the future, of like from where you're at, like, because for you just waiting to get to the next part, or is it like something specific that like you need to see, you know?
Well, let me ask. So, like, what's the Straw Hat Crew trying to do right now where you're at? Because I don't
They're
want to
all
like spoil nothing.
they're still all separated. They're still all
Okay, okay.
separated. Cause I'm still in the memories. Like everybody had their like
So
one or
you
two
know like what they're
episode.
gonna do. Do you know what they're gonna do next at all?
I No, not really. I just know that they're gonna find each other because they got the little paper, and they're just all trying to figure out how to do that.
Oh, do you know what the paper is?
It's like the ace paper thing. Like I know, like I'm like when you hold the paper out, it just goes in the direction of like
Dang. I
where
don't
y'all
know,
need to
y'all.
go.
Is this a spoiler?
It
I
might
don't
be.
know.
It might be.
It
I don't
might
know.
be.
I don't know, cause it's like they named it something, but I forgot what the name was. Like, I remember when they got it. You know what I'm saying? Um, because like for Ace's paper, that was like a life card. Like so, like if somebody's dying or
I
not,
think
right?
it may be spoiler based
Okay,
on where you're at.
okay. Be gentle. Pause.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, so we ain't gonna talk too much about that. But let me go ahead and
Okay.
ask you this because this is kind of like what
Yeah.
makes this podcast really interesting because
Hmm.
people are gonna want to know, wish they could go back in time and figure out what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Um, what are you thinking right now? Like going forward, do you have any theories on what's happening that you know for sure like was not confirmed? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Uh,
So at this
like
point,
do you have a wild One Piece theory that potentially someone in the comment section could be like, "Yo, he's just dead wrong." Like,
okay. I try to finesse something up real quick. So really, where I'm at, I feel like there's like three major things happening right now. One is that the government itself is crumbling, and they are gonna do something where like it's because of what Luffy and the gang have done to like their prized possessions, these locations from when they saved Robin to when they went to go save Ace to the freaking prison. All of this infrastructure has been toppled, and they're hiding behind the fact that Whitebeard and Ace are gone, right?
mhm.
So they are going to have to push back in a new way, where they have not gone before. So I feel like they're going to be a lot more active in the new world, essentially, as far as
Okay.
like actively trying to take the power away from these pirates. Because at this point, they had a deal with the warlords, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that deal is about to change because they saw the cracks in the armor, and if it's going to be anybody, it's probably going to be Don Flamingo, because I just know Like he not pink for no reason, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not pink for no reason, so he gotta go crazy at some point. Um, as like, and he's already started to take steps.
Yep, in the war arc.
In the war arc, with getting rid of the dude from Thriller Bark, Moria, I think is his name,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I think he's going to start taking steps toward that. Whether or not the Navy has the leverage to pull something like that off, where they're still quote unquote number one, or they're gonna have to make a deal with the devil to get the world in check, essentially. I don't know, but that's kind of where I'm at with that part. And then you
Okay, so
have,
you think the world government is gonna somehow step up their game somehow?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then because right now they just been getting embarrassed, like
Sure.
throughout, and they were able to finesse what actually happened because there were no cameras. The only person that had a camera was Bucky, and we saw how that went. But and then the next part is the Straw Hats, where they're gonna have to go on a training arc, and they're gonna have to find each other after this all happened. And Luffy is not going to be the same Luffy that they left, essentially, because essentially like he was already distraught because he thought he lost everybody, right? But now it's going to be even more sense of urgency and sense of like, we'll have to get stronger right now. And he's learned so many things from so many people that I'm excited to see how that's going to take an effect on the rest of the crew. Especially like his experience with the different admirals and like the different devil fruit powers and the different people that don't have devil fruit powers. So I just think they're going to be going on a super long training arc, essentially, to come up against the next big bad, which is Blackbeard. And that's the third part, because I don't know what Blackbeard is really planning. But we can already see that he can steal devil fruits. So I don't know how many, like, he seems satisfied right now as far as like, oh, I'm the most powerful, but he still be getting hurt. So I don't really get that part of it. And then it's like, does he become a warlord, or does he become, a emperor now, like of the new world, essentially? And he starts, because he has a crew now. So
yeah, he got a strong crew.
He
too.
got a strong crew, bro. They got some youngins, bro. They got that fire and they got a switch on it, bro. It's so crazy how they introduce them. And it's so many of them that I don't even like know anything about. And it's just versus like what he started with, which was like why I didn't initially take him seriously. Like maybe he could, do a little something, but there's so many risks that he took to just get to this point that, like, does he have a D in his name too? I don't know. There's got to be some. So. I don't think so. But
is it Edward D. Cheech? It could be.
I don't know.
I'll risk it.
But it's just like he has that certain amount of luck that like a Luffy or a Ace had, where it's like, dang, like stuff always seems to work out. And then you just have the outlier of Dragon, right? Luffy's dad. Well, I don't know what he's trying to do, bro.
Marshall D. Teach.
Okay, yeah. So he got that luck on him too. He got that luck on his side too. So like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But the aftermath is going to get wicked, and that's what I'm excited to see, because it's like there's, for me, where I stand with it is like, because the world is gonna be in such a disarray of like just the white being the order of the East Blue, or and whatever, the main guy holding everything together. They already shown like pirates going crazy looking for territory and stuff like that, and I think that's going to allow Luffy and them to have time to really get stronger and learn from the things they done seen, because at this point they just been going from thing to thing to thing, like they ain't really had no peace for real, like in trying to figure out what's the next play.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Now
I think you did pretty good.
you don't
I
have
think
to
you
give
did
me
pretty good.
you don't have to give me a reaction because I don't
Yeah.
know if it's like spot on, but that's kind of just where my head is at.
Nice, nice.
And I
It's really
haven't
good.
thought about it until just now.
Yeah, I think you did, but it's really good to hear.
Hmm.
Because I'd probably have those similar feelings. And I was gonna ask you,
Yeah.
probably the main question everyone would go back and ask themselves.
Mm.
What do you think the One Piece is?
Oh man. What the heck, bro? What?
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking
500,
like that.
500 episodes in.
Oh my gosh, what is the One Piece? Okay, so Goldie
Yeah.
Roger said, I've experienced everything in the world. I have everything gone to every place and took whatever it had. I don't know.
Yep, and left it in One Piece.
Yeah. Um, that's a tough question, bro. I'ma just
It's crazy,
I'ma
kind of like 500 episodes later. It's kind of
yeah.
like vague as ever to
It
still.
is. It is. And because it's vague, like I don't think it's just like some treasure. Um, like I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like a key to a city or like a different ways of traveling and stuff like that, or like what all the what is that word again? The hippogriff. Is that it?
Poneglyphs.
Poneglyphs. Just
Yeah.
saying anything.
Because
But
the poneglyphs are just like really ancient uh, texts from
yeah,
a period long ago, and
right.
that only a few people in the world can read still. But
Hmm.
somehow the world government is trying to hide what that history was of the
Yeah,
past.
yeah. So I'm
And
a
so it's really weird that Goldie Roger knows so much about that history and blah blah blah.
right.
I don't know. Somehow the world government got him, or he gave himself up, but he left
Hmm.
all this information in one location.
Yeah. Parts of
It,
me,
it it's just vague.
yeah. Parts of me think it's just gonna be like a the dang a Kung Fu Panda moment, right? Where it's like, look, wait, walk with
Douche.
me. Nah, it's gonna be like, oh, just your reflection of like,
Oh, really?
yeah,
You're
like,
a reflection One Piecer.
yeah, I
That's
don't know.
interesting.
I don't know
Yeah.
any other thing. Like, it could be because like one of the things that they just Garp just said in the episode I was watching was like, um, no matter what happened, no matter who they fought, Goldie Roger never turned his back and ran away, right? Because if he retreated, he's gonna leave people behind. You know what I'm saying? So he always faced whatever thing, and that's the same thing with Ace. You know, like he never runs away. Like they literally had it. They was in the clear, bruh. And he turned around because Cuz was talking smack, and that was it.
I
Um,
know.
and I was mad, but that's his character. So um I feel like it has something to do with self-reflection and like just being okay with like the people that you're around and just doing the
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah, that's
like,
that's the pretty common answer. That's a pretty
yeah,
common answer. Because
but
it's just such a vague, hard idea on what the heck
yeah,
is this dude hiding? What is
yeah.
so special, important, blah blah.
Hmm. Why did Whitebeard feel the need to express like the One Piece is real before he
Yep.
died? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that I
And
just
it's
don't know.
weird, like an idea, but it's like Whitebeard,
Hmm.
he pretty much made it clear that this ain't
Yeah,
no fairy tale thing. Like it was
right. Because what's the name said, "Do you want to go? I can show you where it's at." Like, bro,
like, what does that mean?
this is pissing
You
me
know,
off, bro.
it's just so interesting. It's so interesting. And I can't believe I still have so many episodes to catch up and it's not even done. Like
Yeah,
like even once I catch up,
yeah,
we're not gonna have that answer still. But
right.
that's a really good guess, bro.
Cause even think about that right now, right? I started watching before I started watching One Piece again. I started watching Totally Not Mark. I think it's Totally Not Mark, where he had a series where he was reading the manga. He basically caught up to it, and that's initially like remember I semi spoiled you on Water 7, but I was completely wrong in what I was talking about. So like
Yeah, I can't remember
it
exactly
was like
what.
Fishman. I said it was Fishman Island, but it wasn't. It wasn't Fishman Island. It was the little
Yeah.
bubble place. It was the bubble place where they met you meet the celestial dragons. But I just couldn't tell because it was in the manga. So I just like because the celestial dragons have that little bubble around them, like the little helmet.
Mhm.
I thought they was underwater, you know, and I was
Yeah, that's what
thinking,
you said. You said they
yeah,
went underwater, and I
yeah.
was like, "Bro, what?" I
Like, what are
was
you talking
like,
about? Yeah, yeah.
I was like, under okay, because we done been up in the sky. I'm like, "Oh, are we going underwater somehow?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yo, this is spoiler." Like,
Right. So like that's how I started like watching it. So like there were certain things I knew was gonna happen. I just got to I think I just got back to Skypia and then that's why I restarted essentially. Because I watched all the videos before that, so I knew what happened. Because I've done like you said, I've tried to do the One Piece journey multiple times, and this is the first
yeah,
one that took. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, One Piece 9 might not be the greatest story ever told, might not, but it's a good one. It's a good one,
it's
man.
it definitely has that feeling of a journey, and
Yeah.
we definitely will appreciate this long journey once it's like officially over. I think much
Hmm.
more than previous animes,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it'll really grow on me to the point where I'm gonna have to rewatch all of it because it's
I
when
don't
I
know
mean a
about that one.
journey,
Yeah,
yo,
man.
it is long.
Yeah, because even Naruto was long, right? But
Sure,
when Naruto first ended, I would just
it's like
find
180
myself,
episodes, 200 episodes. It wasn't that the first
I
part of
mean,
Naruto wasn't
including
that long.
yeah, including Shippuden, like and Naruto, it can get pretty long. As far as like long, as far as like compared to anything else I had watched up until that point.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah, but I would still find myself like going back and rewatching
Hmm.
certain fights and stuff like that. And I don't think I would. I don't think I would watch certain fights. I'll probably watch more so like
Yeah,
little arc moments. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like of just dang, I remember when this happened. Like Usopp and Luffy fighting. Like I would watch that
yeah.
like whole like 5 episodes or how many ever it was over again. Like just to see like
That
Usopp
was
being
great.
dumb. You know? Like and it was just so good, man. It was so good. And that feels like it was so long ago. You know,
It
because it
does.
really
It
was.
does.
It really was a long time ago. Um, but yeah, man. Do you got anything else before we head up out of here? You got any more questions?
Nah. I'm just glad we had a light little One Piece talk because probably the next time we
Yeah,
do talk about it, it's gonna be in the
major.
thousands.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Like you'll probably
But
be caught up, and I'll probably
yeah, yeah.
like be. I don't know. I'm watching on dub now, so like I
I'll
might
probably
be
start the
speedy.
One Piece movie journey where I watch the
Oh
movies.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Well, what's your geeked about this week, bro?
Well, I'm definitely getting through the One Piece arc this week, which is a
Hmm.
joy.
Hmm.
Because at least, like I said, hopefully we're at the destination that I think we want to be at.
Yeah.
Not a side or a thriller bark again. Um, man, this weekend I can't even think. Was there something that dropped that
this
I'm
was like
supposed
a
to be watching?
this is like a dull weekend. Like a lot of movies came out the weekend after, like before this. So you had Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles, you had Meg 2, you had uh a lot of like the a lot of Netflix stuff like the Johnny Manziel, um
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
the
watch.
quarterbacks, stuff like that.
To be honest, I guess the next major thing that I'm really geeked about is Ahsoka.
Hmm.
Uh,
And in a month.
I've been rewatching a little bit of Rebels in my spare time,
Okay.
just a little bit.
Did
But
you watched it though? You finished it, all right?
yeah,
Okay.
but I'm
Okay.
like one thing that I'm really hoping for Ahsoka is that I really hope it's good. Like I'm not gonna just try to talk about something crazy or
Yeah.
I think Star Wars the shows have actually been pretty good.
Mhm.
Not the biggest fan of the last Mandalorian one, but it's not
Yeah.
the worst. And I'm just hoping they're packing a big punch with Ahsoka
Okay.
because you pretty much got everything. You got Jedi's, you got
Yeah.
uh Sith
Major
or whatever you
villains.
want to call
Yeah.
them, like, and you got Thrawn in it, right?
Mhm.
So it just feels like this one has just automatically more um like power to be
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
compared to like artificially trying to make it with Mando all the time,
Yeah. And
So
we also got context to a lot of these characters too and other Star Wars things. So it's like it does transfer those feelings as well to see like
live
if it
action too.
holds up. Yeah, exactly. Live action as well. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's like
Uh
midweek next week, right?
mhm.
Yeah, hype about that.
Yeah.
What you geeked about, G?
Uh I have a lot of catching up to do cuz I've been traveling. I've been traveling these last like two
Yeah,
like
I heard this man
two
was going
weeks.
crazy in DreamCon.
Nah, I was chilling, bro. I was chilling. I was chilling, but now I'm kind of just like I'm back. I'm back. So, um, I want to see Meg 2 in theaters. I want to see. I don't think I'm gonna go see Barbie or Oppenheimer in theaters. I think Barbie will probably end up on like HBO eventually.
Yep,
Um, Oppenheimer, I don't know where to see that. And I
probably
heard,
HBO.
yeah, I've heard that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is finally out on digital too. So I'm gonna check that. I'm not completely sure on that, but I'm meaning to do that.
And
But
it's like a different version, so
yeah,
a little bit stuff is different. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited to see that. Um, but other than that, I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen, you know,
Oh, I
been
gotta catch up.
it's been good. It's been good. I ain't watched the most recent episode yet, but everything up until now is lit. It's lit.
Okay.
Um, what else? I don't.
It's a little bit of a slow week
Yeah,
this week for sure.
yeah. Because we're kind of just waiting on stuff now to
Mm.
like go on, and then like just the whole writer strike. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future. You
Yeah,
know,
to be honest.
like what's going on. Everything now is just like, is this it? Is this the final week? Like this just feels like, not so
Yeah.
much the strike, but like just like, are we
Like
about to be in a
movies are
drought?
having like yeah, so they're having like summer
Hmm.
exact date. The rest are like on hold or production
Yeah.
on stuff is on hold.
Hmm.
This is strange.
Yeah. Cause like things like we got the Loki trailer, like that was cool. So we're gonna wanna get to see that soon, hopefully.
Bro, I don't even know if I watched it. Maybe I just saw some like shorts on it.
Well,
I'm gonna have to watch that.
I reacted to it, so maybe that's where you.
Okay. I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
that then. I'm gonna watch that then.
yeah. So that should be good. That's in like I think October. I
Yeah,
think.
it's later this year, October.
Yeah. So some more stuff on the way, but I'm excited to get back to work, and got a lot of things in the works, and it's gonna be dope. I'm trying to get back in that flow. It's not even gonna be a try thing, bro. Like we here. It's season 2, baby, or season 3. It's season 3. It's our second season, but it's season 3.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Nice save.
right. But let's get on out of here before I mess up again, bro. Appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. Let us know what your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're here on YouTube. If you're listening on your favorite audio platform, hit that follow button. Leave us a review, leave us a rating. I don't know. Let us know what you think about One Piece, man. Is it the greatest story ever told? Or is it just a whole bunch of episodes? We'll see y'all next week, man. Stay geeked. Peace.
There you go.